Hello everyone. Python and R are awesome programming languages that are perfect for data processing. But which language should you learn for your data journey? Let's take a look at some of the pros and cons of both of these languages, as well as how they compare to one another. Let's take a look at some advantages for R, since R is a statistical programming language. Any type of statistical computations you're going to create will end up being more efficient using R. In my experience, data processing may be overall better using R. But if you're doing a lot of machine learning tasks, Python may be better. But ultimately, the packages that R has, dplyr, tidyverse, etc., may be better than Python's offering. Pandas. R has a ton of functionality within it. And one of the best things about R are the graphs, visuals you can create with this language. First off, Python has a lot of functionality with outputs. But R does some crazy outputs for sure. Another big advantage for R is the speed of data processing. Depending on what packages you are using, the amount of data. It may be beneficial to use a language like R to process the data versus Python. As stated before, since R is a statistical language, it puts focus on data-related tasks, which ultimately help speed up different portions when handling your datasets. Now, let's take a look at some advantages for Python. A huge reason to use Python over R is the massive community behind Python. R still has a big and growing community as well, but I feel like whenever I have a problem with Python, I'm able to find more solutions within Python than R. Also, I've found that there are more packages available for Python plus more documentation as well. So if you're always running into a lot of issues when creating projects, maybe Python may be a better way to go. Although machine learning can be done with R and Python. Almost all of the machine learning projects I've built was built out using Python just because of the documentation, packages available. From what I've read, a lot of these machine learning packages are built out in Python first, then pretty much rolled over to other languages. So, if you're planning on creating a ton of machine learning projects, Python may be the better way to go. From my many minutes of experience with Python, I've found out that way more companies, people, teams, etc., use Python for projects more often than R. Honestly, even on my personal projects, even ones I write about on Medium, tend to be in Python more frequently since I assume more people use Python over R. And since its rapid growth, overtaking many other languages, it may be a better option to learn over R. Python has so much functionality within it. You can build out data pipelines, create machine learning models, make front-end software, create games, and so much more. R has a lot of the same functionality as well. But I've found that when creating a full-fledged project, Python might be the better way to go. For full-on software development tasks, R may be the answer, but Python may have more functionality than R overall. I believe learning both of these languages is probably the best way to go. But if I had to start over, I would probably end up using Python. The functionality mixed with the community of this language is kind of unmatched right now. R is still an awesome language, but Python is probably the overall better one in my opinion. If you're new to your programming journey, feel free to check out some of the books that I've written. My goal is to teach you how to code without you getting bored. Thanks so much for your support.